Namaste everyone. Thank you for joining in yet another video on this channel. And today I'll be discussing a bit on the past life deaths that are represented by the planet Ketu and how the conjunctions of Ketu with different planets or different grahas can bring those past life deaths in in your present life, so that you have to repay them. Okay. But then before we go to the meat of this topic, kindly subscribe to the channel, like the content if you find it useful, and please share it with your friends and family if you think they are going to benefit from this content. So K2 is the south node of the moon. It is also known as the dragon's tail in certain areas of astrology. But then this video is about the past life deaths that are represented by Ketu. Okay, and Ketu, remember, wherever, in whichever house Ketu sits, that house is your castle. That means that house is your safety net. Okay, so you'd already be very familiar with with the resources that the house provides to you. Okay, the house brings to you, and you need to go out there and work towards the area of that house which where your Rahu sits. Okay, Rahu, remember, is your jungle, right? So anyways, we'll not go to what Rahu and Ketu actually mean and how you can work them out, but this is about the past life debts that are caused by Ketu, and how Ketu joins other planets so that you are able to repay your debts in this lifetime. Okay, so if Ketu is joining the sun, in that case it means you will get into debt because of your father, or sometimes there may be a situation where the father has taken a lot of money from someone and the son has to repay the debt after the father's death. Okay, it could also mean debts due to government. Okay, say I have this client who has this Ketu Sun conjunction, and he is a contractor, and to get contracts to get the work done in the contracts, he gets into debt, and later on when the bills come from the government, he repays those debts. Okay, so that is his source of earning. But that is also implied by this Ketu Sun conjunction. You can get into debts because of the government. Okay, if Ketu is joining the moon, then this is a severe case of Grahan Yoga. So it will bless you with a lot of intuition. Okay, but you will also get into a lot of debt because of your mother, or just similar to how Ketu Sun can cause debts because of the father. Similarly, Ketu Moon can cause a lot of debt because of your mother. Okay, you know, my good friend has this conjunction, and recently he had to take his mother for surgery, and for that he had to he had to take a personal loan from the bank, to get the surgery done, because she did not have health insurance. So that is how this Ketu Moon conjunction plays out, right? If Ketu joins Mars, in that case, you can get into debt because of your siblings, your younger siblings, as well as your your property. Okay, say you want to build a house and you have taken a house loan or a home loan, and you've started building the house. So in that way, you have gotten into debt because of property. Or you can also get into debt because of land. So you want to buy land from somewhere, and then the cost of the land is very high, so you need to take a loan or you need to borrow money from somewhere, and so that you can pay for that land. Okay, so that is what Ketu Mars brings to the table, right? If you have Ketu with Mercury, then you can get into debt because of your education, because of your eagerness to learn new things. We can see a lot of examples where a lot of parents take a education loan for the children, and then after the education is completed, and after the children join for in a job, they have to pay off the educational loans. Or nowadays there are a lot of IT programs where you take the course, and then once you get placed, you have to start making the payments from your salary. Okay, that is Ketu Mercury. You get into debts because of education. You get into debts because of your wanting to learn new things. Okay. Now, a peculiar feature of Ketu Mercury I've seen, it can also get you debts from your maternal uncle. Okay, I've seen this thing working out in a few charts. So that is also possible with when Mercury joins Ketu. right? Now, if Ketu is joining Jupiter, in that case, you can get into that because of your children. Okay, you can get into that because of your guru. Say you have to, your this happened with a client of mine where he got his wife admitted for her, for her pregnancy, and then the baby had certain complications, and to save the baby, they obviously needed a huge amount of money, and he got into a lot of debt. Okay, so it can get you into debt because of your children, or your children can put you into debt. For example, say you are trying to get them into a good college or a good, or a good institute, and for that you require a lot of money. So you take a education loan in your name, not in your child's name. So that can also get you into debt, right? And you can also get into debt because of your guru. Okay, say you are trying to do something for your guru that requires a lot of money, and then you borrow money and then get it done anyways, for the love of your guru. So that can also put you into debt, right? If Ketu is joining Venus, then you can get into debt because of your wife. Okay, because of the female presence, the female partners in your life. It could be your sister as well. It could be your daughter as well. Okay. So any females, you can get into debt because of any females. Okay. Say your wife wants a very beautiful necklace, and now you want to, you want to you want to make a payment for that. For that, you have taken a personal loan or similar to that, right? Now, one thing I forgot to mention about Ketu Jupiter, you can also get into debt because of your husband. Okay. Jupiter represents the husband in the female's chart. So if you're a female having this Ketu Jupiter, then you can get into a lot of debt because of your husband. Okay. So in another case of my client, the husband put a case on his wife, and she had to borrow a lot of money to pay her lawyer's fees. Okay. So for that, she had to take a personal loan, and that put her in a lot of debt. That is Ketu Jupiter. Okay, Ketu Venus, as I said, I've mentioned, you will get into that because of the female presence in your life. Okay, the female characters in your life, your wife, your daughter, your female friends. Okay. Now, Ketu conjunct Saturn. In that case, you can get into that because of your employees. Okay. Say, you are heading an organization, and because of your employees, you may make a huge loss and as a result, you may have to take a huge loan on your shoulders to pay off that loss. Or suppose, you have lent money to your employee for whatever reason, and then the money is not returned, and to make up for that deficit, you are taking a loan. Okay. So this can happen if Ketu is joining Saturn. Okay. I've seen cases where Ketu is joining Saturn and the person has got into debt because of their elder siblings. So Saturn represents your elder siblings as well. So this can also be a case where you get into debt because of your elder siblings. Okay. And of course, Rahu and Ketu are never conjunct with each other, right? In the D1 chart. So these combinations are strictly seen from the D1 chart. Don't go for the amshas with this technique, but I've seen this work in almost 80% of the cases. So please let me know if it works for you. Please leave behind your valuable comments as your feedback, and I'll see you soon in yet another video. Namaste. Om Gurave Namaha.